And one. Yeah, so we are live. Welcome once again to our stream. So this stream is called the WWWWW, or When Waters Reach War on Wednesdays. So tonight we have the Forbidden Alchemist. Hello, Sir Forbidden Alchemist, or Sir Alvinson.
Hello everyone. Good evening.
Yeah, so
Thanks for having.
we have here a very spicy deck of the Forbidden Alchemist. It's called the Frenzy Explorers, or something to that extent.
Yeah, it's a red-green based exploration deck that takes fuel from Experimental Frenzy.
Yes, it's a very interesting deck because usually Frenzy is just in mono red decks or in Boros decks. I think it's very rare that we see it as a red green brew. All right, so once again, this will be a best of five. First two games will be main board, and then the games 3 to 5 will be sideboarded. And we also have a special treat for you guys. So actually, we will be doing screen share. So game two will be on the Forbidden Alchemist perspective, so you guys can see how the action happens on Sir Alvinson's screen. So yes, that will be very exciting. So first time we will be trying that out.
Hopefully the internet cooperates.
Yes, I am praying.
Yeah.
Because the people want to see what happens or what goes on in the head of the Forbidden Alchemist. So this time, they might get a chance for that. So yes. So let's get it on.
All right. So challenge has been sent.
All right. Challenging. Okay, so let me see. Hopefully, I still have your name here. Let's see here. Okay, it's gone. Can you send me your username again?
So it's the Forbidden Alchemist #02835.
Forbidden Alchemist #02835. Okay, so yep. Sending the challenge. The Forbidden Alchemist. Okay, I already sent the challenge, but maybe I made a mistake in the name. So I just inputted.
Yeah. Maybe let me try to send the challenge back at you again.
All right. Or if you can check the stream, maybe you can verify if I have the correct name.
Let me do that. The T, the F, and the A should be caps.
Okay, all right. So I'll just go ahead and repeat that challenge. So T, F, and A should be caps. Got it. All right, let's do that again. Forbidden Alchemist. Oh, welcome, Sir Ian. Yeah, so Sir Ian commented that this he has to watch. I agree. I plan on watching this after the stream. You never know what will happen.
I hope that the deck performs pretty well on testing. It's doing quite okay. Win rate is slightly above 60%, so hopefully we can.
That's pretty good.
Do something similar.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so this is game one. I am on the play, and I think I have a pretty good curve here. I will keep.
Yep. Let's keep.
Right. So on the play, yep. Let's go with this Legion's Landing.
Forest Elf, go.
Ooh, okay, nice. I got my turn 2 drop off the top deck. Thankfully. I'm
Sure.
really curving out here. And I'm
Hmm.
done.
Adanto does not gain life. Why is he there?
Well, he's just a good on its own. It's just a good turn 2 drop. It helps me fill in my curves. Okay, there you go. One of his combo pieces is out. So I expect the Wayward to combo with the Frenzy later on. And you will keep drawing gas. Okay, so you still don't have Ascent, so I'm still safe for now. Let's see. Yeah, just go ahead and cast this. Doesn't really matter now. Yeah, I was hoping to save this for the Frenzy later. But don't really have anything else good to cast. I only have lands on my hand, so you don't have to worry.
Well, I hope I don't flood. What to do? So let's start with Wild Growth Walker and regain some of the life lost. And Branch Walker.
Oh no, it's back. It reminds me of our match before. Remember, also have the Wild Goat Walker.
Library.
And you're gonna keep gaining life. It is annoying. It's hard for an aggro to race now.
Yeah. No attacks. Pass the turn.
Yep. Oh, hello, Sir Chung. Welcome to our stream. Thank you for the good luck wish.
Oh, John Chung. Hi, John.
It's Chungye Wong. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. Go ahead and yeah, I'll attack everything because I want to flip the landing. And you can't block with the sword tooth anyway. That's fine.
I don't know what this deck runs, so... What to do? What to do? Sure.
Alright. So take 7.
I don't know what you're running, so...
Oh no! I made a misclick there.
Yeah, you play...
Yeah. I was supposed to cast something, but I think I double click on the resolve and accidentally click end turn. Oh well. This is the perils of playing on MTG Arena. You have to get used to the clicks.
Sure, let's Graveyard Cannonade. Alright.
Ouch. This is going to be painful. I think you already have Ascend, yes.
Alright. Let's attack with... Yep.
Yeah. Go ahead and make a token first. And that. Wayward Sword is too painful. Have to block that. Okay. Man. Kind of like missed my last turn there.
Okay.
Okay, I do have choices here. What to do? Okay. Cast Shalai. So right now I need evasion, and you're mucking up the ground. Can't really attack. Right, 2 cards in hand.
Interesting.
2 for 2. Oh no, it's here. Another one of your combo pieces.
I'm running low on cards, so what do we do? 4-3, 3-4. What do we do?
Yeah, I just attack him.
Sure.
3 for 5. Okay. Ah. Let's try this. And this I have to pay for, so my Vanguard survives. Right, this way I can slow down his engine. Because if he gets a creature and it triggers off the path of discovery, especially if it's an explorer creature, he'll have double triggers.
Yep, that's the plan.
Okay. What to do? What to do? I'm down 16, you're at 14. Yeah. I'll just attack. Hey! Oh man. Okay, then I wasn't planning to do that again. I was planning to attack, so I have to keep track of the triggers.
That
Yeah, it
happens
happens.
every time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Sure.
fine. Let me just attack with shall
Alright.
I?
Can't block. Okay. Start.
Oh no! Here we go. So triple explore, and then you gain 9 life.
Yep.
Basically negating all my damage to 1.
Sure. Let's keep that on top.
This is not looking good for the life game deck. And it looks like you're the life game deck because you're getting more life than me.
I was about to say that. X.
Right, pass.
Sure.
8, 6, 8. What do I want to happen here? Of course, I'll block. Thinking if I take 9 damage or 12 damage, no, I can't take 12 damage. That's too much. Yeah, just block the wild group. Then take 10 damage.
Sure.
Down 7. So hoping to top deck Lyra? Nope. It was not meant to be.
Pride bait. Interesting.
Cast this. Yeah, let's cast this. So you have no cards in hand. I'm just hoping you don't get any gas. You do have a Wayward Sortie. I think I have to get rid of your Wild Good Walker. So that is too big right now. But it did its job. You gained a ton of life. Already got a ton of value from that. Ah, yes. And no attacks. I have to try to survive here.
Let's play this.
Yes, no land on top. Let's see. Explore first. So we draw a land, then what do we have on top? Attack with block. Alright, stem the bleeding. Let's try to stall.
What to do?
Ouch. It's going to be painful.
If I attack, how would the blocks be? So, shall I would block one of the branch walkers? He can take 9, so one more comes in front of them. He can take a Danto, pay 4 life. We can't do that. Alright, so I'll be able to take down at least one creature.
Yeah, that's true. 5. Yeah, I might have to give up my Vanguard here. Can I afford to take 3? Yes. I'll be down to 3. Okay, that's fine.
And then... Sure. Pass the turn.
Alright. Oh, nice, nice. More life gain. I desperately need more life gain here.
Wow. A Johnny.
Yep. Yeah, I probably should make my Shalai bigger so I can block creatures.
Sure.
Be strong.
Yes. 2 life points. That is so essential since my life is already down to 3. Right now I'm scared of being lethal by Llanowar. Stranger things have happened.
Llanowar.
4 creatures. Okay, I don't have to attack right now. I'll just hold back, defend first. And hopefully we don't draw anything impactful.
Pass the turn.
Oh, ooh, it's interesting. What could that be? See. Nah, I'm fine. Just closing that. Yeah, this. More value for Shalai's ability. So turn this.
Okay.
Yep, now I have a giant pride mate. So he can block anything now. Hey! Okay, that's fine. It's planning to do that anyway. To attack with 1.
Well, we can't do anything about that.
Yeah. And let's try to pressure you before your combo goes off. So you already have the Wayward in the Path of Discovery. And if you draw a Frenzy, then it's going to be party time.
Well, I keep drawing lands, so...
Okay.
We'll see.
Yeah, let's see. Alright, so you're going to force the block. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Right, so this is it. How do I... Okay, you're forced to block a Janny, definitely. Down to 7.
Deliver us to victory.
Okay. Alright.
Yep, it's going to be an 11-11 Pride Mate. So yes, we do have to block this. So you have to take 7 already. It'll be down to 6. Question is, yes, attack this 2. What else? Do I just attack everything and then just hope for the best? Hmm. Yeah, I'll attack these three then. Fine.
Hmm. Tricky. So, oops.
Oh, yes. So it happened now on your end. I know you didn't mean to do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Well. Okay. So we block with. Block with doesn't matter. Okay, we can do this and this. All right. Sure.
Alright. Yeah, I think I don't have to pay. Let's play it safe. You might have a burn spell there. I haven't actually seen the entire deck list. Could have a Bane Fire since you have so much mana. And there it
Well,
is!
it's
Okay. Let's see.
kinda too late. Kinda too late.
Yeah, if that went out in the early turns, it would have been game over much sooner.
Hmm. Well, I don't think I have any outs here, so you would. So I play an elf.
Yeah, we have to do something about Shalai. Oh, there's your Bane Fire. I knew you
Yeah.
might have had it. But it's okay because I had Shalai to protect me.
Yeah. Grave. Yeah. Well, that's game. I don't think I can win from this.
All right, nice game one. Both
Nice game.
there were some misclicks on both sides, so hopefully we get that out of the way. That's just the warm up period. So now we're on game two, and on game two we will try to give you or to show you guys the perspective from the Forbidden Alchemist. So yes, please turn on your screen share.
Yep. It's now on.
All right, so let me just fix my stream. So this is going to be game two. So I'm going to show you what goes on in the head or in the view of the Forbidden Alchemist. So wait, it's not yet full screen. Let me just make it full screen. All right, there we go. Right now it's on your screen. Yes.
All right.
So this is so game two. So far it's 1-0 for Green White Lifegain. So this will be game two, and let me just challenge. Oops, direct challenge. That challenge. Yep. Right.
So how many opponents have you beaten with this deck?
I don't know. In the challenge match, I think I will beat around 3 opponents.
Not bad for a funky deck.
Yeah, it's a fun deck. It's kind of like a variation of the mono white aggro, but you just focus on
Yeah.
white game.
So my opening hand is borderline keepable, but since I'm on the draw, I'll keep it.
Alright, yeah, I'll keep this hand. It's kind of similar to my first hand on game one. Yeah, so I play this hawk instead of the other card. In the chance that I get a Pride Mate on my top deck. Nope, didn't happen.
Okay.
Yeah, I could have bumped the Pride Mate immediately.
Yeah, I play Soul Sisters in Modern, so I kind of like that interaction as well.
But yeah, I also have a Soul Sisters deck in Modern. Yeah, it's a fun deck, especially against burn decks.
Yep.
I wonder what they all see. I cannot see your hand.
Okay, so this is okay. This is really good. hopefully nothing crazy or stupid happens on the other side.
Yes.
Okay,
No,
we could.
nothing. Just casting an 3/3 vanilla creature.
Okay. So, what do we want to do now? So, we first open with another forest. Then we play Sword Tooth.
Ooh,
And
there you go.
then
I
we
guess you
can
play
play
another
another
land.
land.
So it's immediate ramp.
And then just, I guess, pass the turn.
Alright, so finally I can get one of my synergies going. So first, let me just flip my landing here. So the one of my synergies was the Ajani's Pride Mate with the Healer Soft. That's a turn 1 and turn 2. It's kind of like the best sequence from my deck. And now I have another sequence here. It's going to be the Gain 1 life and Knight of Autumn with the Resplendent Angel. You're going to make an Angel at the end of my turn.
Oh, okay. Not bad.
Yeah, I like it because Knight of Autumn is a flexible card anyway. You don't necessarily have to use the life gain.
What to do? Angel. So we could probably fight with fire this and stop the crazy things happening. We drop Walker and brace for impact.
Right. Okay, so your reward sword can't block yet. Ever. Don't really have any good ground creatures. So I will just attack on the air. Or the assault. So if you guys are just joining us, the screen here is actually from the view or from the perspective of the Forbidden Alchemist.
That hurts. So we probably would like to do this first. Yeah. Before July.
Ouch. Okay.
And then we drop this.
Okay, another wayward sword.
Graveyard.
Yeah, I think you want more explore creatures
and
now.
And then we cannot attack.
Okay.
Okay, we'll take. Okay.
Down to 5, down to 5. Let's see. 3 cards in hand. Okay.
5 cards in hand.
Okay, this is it.
Nothing really to do here, but just try and kill this.
Okay, I have to respond, yeah. I just bumped. So at least my Angel's lethal. Because he needs that out.
And that's game.
Alright.
That's game.
Alright, nice. Thank you to the Angel, the Resplendent Angel, and Knight of Autumn. We do need to make an Angel token. So, yes, the Angel token won the game for me.
I like the Knight of Autumn synergy though.
Yeah, I love that card. I don't want to relegate it as just a sideboard card, so I was trying to find ways to put it in the main board. And voila, I found the Resplendent Angel.
Yep.
Alright, so game 3, I will be switching back to my screen again. So
sure.
You can turn off your screen share now.
Alright.
Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that neat little feature. So switching screens between games.
Yeah.
So
it's quite tricky. Like when I wrote the the blog article, I did mention there that the deck is quite weak against flyers, since you don't have a natural way of killing them apart from, drawing your fight with fire early and hopefully get to enough mana and kill anything big enough using main fire. But apart from that, the deck is okay on the ground, okay against aggro deck. We don't mind the opponent, going off and gaining a bunch of life, because usually our creatures are much bigger. But it's quite good to note that if you decide to build a deck, you have to be prepared to fight against flying creatures, especially with Arclight Phoenix and Izzet Drake decks being common in the meta today. So these are the things that you need to look out for.
Yeah, I did notice in the ground I couldn't really deal or couldn't make an impact on the ground. So I had to rely on my flying creatures to win the game.
Yeah.
Right, so it's sideboard time. So far it's 2-0 for Green-White Lifegain. So now it's time to sideboard. Let's see. But yes, you did mention deck might be weak against that. What else? I think that's okay. Let's try this out. Yeah, one of those. Yeah, maybe even two of those.
Okay, let's try it like that.
Right. Okay, one more card. Just have to remove one more card. Let's do that down to one copy. Let's see if it works. Hi, Sir Ariel. I'm actually using Streamlabs OBS. It's one of the premier software for streaming. So you can check it out. Just Google it. And yes, time for game 3. So challenging the Forbidden Alchemist.
All right.
Alright, so if you guys are just joining us, so this is a matchup between Green-White Lifegate and the Explorational Frenzy deck of the Forbidden Alchemist. So I was able to win games 1 and 2 due to my aerial assault.
Yeah, you did.
But now it's sideboard time, so that will probably be answered.
Well, hopefully the deck runs much better. The opening hands don't look really good.
Yeah, I did notice you had some mana flood problems, especially in game 1.
Yep. It's a bit tricky though, because you want a lot of lands to ramp with your Wayward Swordtooth, but at the same time you don't want so many lands that you start to flood and not get the gas that you need.
Yeah, that's true. It's hard to find the balance. You have to keep on playtesting, just try to search what are the right proportions of the specific cards.
Yeah.
Right, and it's your best creature against my deck, the Wild Goat Walker. Another Wild Goat Walker. That is going to... Okay, interesting. I'll discuss this. Let's pop my Agami Primate. Stem attack.
No blocks.
Right.
My turn.
Oh no. How many life? 3, 6, 9, 12 life. Ouch. That is crazy. Like,
No wonder the black-green mid-range decks love wild growth walkers.
yeah, especially against aggro decks. No blocks. I'll take 6. And just like that, stack is at 29. Good thing I have this card as a sideboard. I have to cast this now. Yeah. Okay, 4 or greater.
Ooh, nice tech.
Yes, I have a single copy of that, and it came out. Got very lucky there. Yeah, like a giant pride mix.
Sure. No
Yeah,
blocks.
you have a ton of life. You can afford to take a couple of beatings.
Don't want that. Huh. Do the attack? Probably. Sure.
Yeah, I won't block anyway. No profitable blocks for me.
Or 17, 21. Okay, 2 cards in hand. Okay. Yep. So if I don't attack, Johnny grows to 7/7. So there will be no profitable blocks anyway. So we attack.
Yep. So 3. And here we go. Lyra! Yeah, it's gonna be crazy here. So, yep. Let's attack these 2. It's 11 damage. I should be able to make an angel token end of my turn.
To block or not to block? Well, nah.
Here we go. Angels in the outfield.
What to do? What to do? So the citywide bust really busted the plans.
Yeah. It's, especially against your deck. All of your threats are 4 toughness or more.
And I'm not drawing my hate. So where do we go? So I'm down to 10. There's 3 flying creatures. Yep, that's game. That's game. Good game.
All right, nice game, nice game. Wow, I did not expect to sweep there. I think it just didn't get your combo pieces consistently enough.
Well, it does happen. There are some times that you really cannot control variants. So sometimes you'll be able to draw them, sometimes you don't. I sided in I've sided in Vivian Reed. I've sided in Fiery Cannonade just to make sure that you don't get off on a fast start, but seems to be not drawing them. I was able to keep a 6-card hand rather, with 2 Wild Growth Walkers and a Jade Light Ranger and 3 lands. So
Yeah, that was pretty
that's
strong.
quite good. It's quite a good
Yeah.
opening. Then I scried a Wayward Sword to the bottom, then drew another one on my draw step. So it was kind of okay. I mean, if the citywide bust didn't appear, I mean 2 Jade Light Rangers triggering off from 2 Wayward Sword, which could actually be enough to keep me afloat while I wait for the removals to come in, or Vivian Reed to shoot down some of the angels, but didn't happen. So
Yeah.
like I said, a huge disclaimer in the blog post that if you foresee that your meta is going to be full of, Drakes, angels like Boros angels, Aurelia, Shalai, Lyra, Niv-Mizzet, the Drakes and Arclight. You really have to tweak the sideboard to be better suited against them. So things that come to mind are Crow Harpooners, or you can even use as simple as Crushing Canopy, which does double duty with killing, History of Benalia, Mirari Conjecture, can kill Tribunal or Excellence Binding. So there's a lot of targets. So there's a good versatility of hitting creatures that your deck is weak against, and enchantment, base removal, which is also good. Then, while sort of preparing this deck for the stream, I also saw that Vinemare is not really something that you would like to have in the sideboard, because the Nullhide Ferox and the Carnage Tyrant should be more than enough for control decks. So I swapped those 3 Vinemares out and 3 Lava Coils in. So they should help you against Drake decks, against Arclights, to make sure that they stay dead. It's also a good way to kill, 4 toughness creatures like unopposed wild growth walker that had an explore trigger first before you did. And that's it's quite a good removal against Chain Whirler, or any 4 toughness creature that seems to be blocking your way. The deck is fairly good against conventional aggro decks in the meta, like Mono Blue, Mono Red, especially Mono Blue. I mean, unless they get their Sinister Sabotage or Essence Scatter early, turn to Wild Growth Walker into Jade Light is usually game, because their creatures are usually small. Of course, there's this problem with the Tempest Djinn and the Warkite Marauder, but they're not as big as a Crackling Drake or a Niv-Mizzet, so they're quite manageable, and it could race them. And of course, that's where the sideboard comes in. The opponent will not probably side in more counter magic, seeing that we're not running as many spot removals apart from Bane Fire and Fight with Fire. And I think they're also quite slow. So I would usually swap out Bane Fire for a Fiery Carronade, which could hit them 2-for-1 or 3-for-1 if they have, turn 1 Merfolk, turn 2 Siren, Storm Tamer, and then turn 3 Merfolk Trickster, so we can sweep them that way. And most of our creatures are 3 toughness anyway, with Llanowar Scout and Dryad Greenseeker being 1/3s. Of course, we sacrifice Llanowar Elf and Merfolk Branch Walker through that exchange, but at least we can still keep some of our creatures alive. So that's the deck. I also doing some tests removing Path of Discovery. It's cute, and sometimes it's well, actually not sometimes. Most of the time, it's a win more. So I would probably take those out and maybe put Karn or our main board Vivian Reed. I think this is more suitable. They provide me the same gas as Experimental Frenzy. And with Vivian out and Experimental Frenzy out, I could use Vivian to kill Frenzy using her -3 ability, so I don't have to pay mana, and I could dump all the cards in my hand, which I drew and couldn't play because of Frenzy. And then, of course, you have a main board hate against flyers. You have gas to keep on drawing the lands or drawing the creatures that you need to, stay toe-to-toe with your opponents. So, and then, of course, Karn. If Karn does get into the main board, I might swap out Llanowar Elves for Treasure Map, because Treasure Map can create treasure tokens, making Karn's tokens bigger. So we can have that sort of go wide strategy and then go tall at the same time with Karn and with Karn tokens, and Wild Growth Walker. So there's many different dimension on how you'd like to take this deck forward. And of course, in Ravnica Allegiance, we might expect, or we could rather expect, more Gruul cards getting printed. I doubt that it will have cards that synergize well with the Explorer mechanic, but probably it might have a mechanic that can support Frenzy. Maybe it could allow you to, back in the olden days where you had, you can, I forgot the name of the mechanic where you can discard the Gruul card and you could put a +1, a +X ability on the stack.
I forgot the name.
Yeah. So
it's basically becomes an instant pump spell.
Yep, exactly. So if you draw your creatures with Frenzy and they're stuck in your hand, you can dish them out in the form of pump damage to your creatures on the ground. So hopefully they print something like that, but I doubt it. But let's see. But definitely Stomping Ground is
actually, Sir Joshua said it's called Rampage. Yeah. It is
Rampage, yeah, Rampage. Yeah. So we could fix our mana a bit. And I also like the spoiled card, the Ogre Spellbreaker.
Yeah, I think it's a very powerful card, especially against control.
So 3 for 3, and then it saves us from being blown out with Settle the Wreckage. So so I kind of like those additions based on the spoilers we have currently. So that's the deck. If you like to build the deck, there's it's quite cheap. If you already have the lands, and if you're coming out of black-green mid-range and you already have Jade Light and Wild Growth Walker, these are quite cheap to acquire. Most of the deck is fairly reasonably priced. I mean, Wayward Swordtooth is not as expensive compared to the price it was when it was spoiled. I think I pre-ordered mine at $12. It's like at $4.50 now, so you can get maybe a playset for 2 copies before. Frenzy is also quite cheap. Path of Discovery is just a few cents in dollars. Then a lot more Elves, Dried Green Color. All of these are commons and uncommons. Lava Coil, you could probably get them in draft shafts that you get. So the deck is quite simple. The sideboard is a bit more expensive, actually. It's more expensive than the main board. So we have Carnage Tyrant, we have Vivian Reed. So those are there. And then we also have Nullhide Ferox. It's not very expensive, but it's quite hard to find. People are sort of keeping them in anticipation of how Gruul is going to look like in Allegiance. So it's a 4-mana 6/6. So it goes with the curve of a 3 for 4/4, and then a Ferox turn 4, and you can jumpstart that curve with a Llanowar Elf on turn 1. So you can go turn 1 Elf, turn 2 Jade Light, or turn 2 the Spellbreaker, turn it into a 4 for haste, swing for 4, and then Nullhide Ferox on turn 3. So Gruul is looking to be quite explosive. So if that's going to be how Gruul is going to look like in Allegiance, so this deck can totally spin off into a more aggressive archetype. So
all right, guys. So there you heard it. So buy your Gruul pieces now. You might as well try and copy the Forbidden Alchemist deck. Check it out on his page, the Forbidden Alchemy on Facebook. It has a lot of awesome insights about deck techs and different brews. So the advantage of brewing a deck is usually you get a lot of core pieces for a cheap price because they're not really in the meta.
Yeah.
All right, and actually we still have time. Would you like to play one more bonus match?
Sure, no problem.
And how about we use your screen this time? I'm sure people would love to see your perspective.
Sure.
All right, cool. So here we go. One more bonus match. I'll be using Celestial Tokens, the WMCQ winner. This is the exact list.
All right, let's see how a funky deck matches with a meta list.
Yeah. Let's see. Because it's not really fair to your deck. I was also using a non-meta deck. You should be able to measure it against the real decks.
Well, that's the thing about, if you decide to venture into rogue deck building, the same advantage you have is sort of the same disadvantage that you'll have, because your rogue decks normally try to combat meta lists, and then once you come across a fellow rogue builder, your deck somehow does not perform as you intended to be, because you're not seeing the cards that you're anticipating for. So it's both a boon and a bane to be bringing, you know, your own brew into a tournament. It's good that you practice it first in local FNMs before you decide to bring them into, you know, a large scale tournament like, you know, Gold Rush or Grand Prix. So I'm keeping this.
Yeah, I would keep this
good
as well. Decent curve.
So while you guys are, you know, watching, I'd like to also thank everyone for the continued support. I mean, I'm not getting anything financial or anything, but you know, the support that you guys give in terms of views and comments and likes in social media is actually raising the blog's visibility through the roof. So I've posted a special entry to highlight the achievements of the blog, and all of these things wouldn't have been possible if not for you guys. So big thanks to everyone in Tambayan and local card shops who watch, or you know, rather read the blogs and, you know, keep me company while I keep dishing out these ideas.
Yes, thank you very much. It really is a boon to the MTG community, the Forbidden Alchemist blog. So you can get a lot of ideas there. If you're just stuck and you're tired of using the meta decks, or you want something else for a change, yes, please visit the Forbidden Alchemy. Okay, yes, I'll have to take that. Pass. Right, my turn. Came a little bit too late. Right, so if you guys are just joining us, this is a bonus match. So I'm using the WMCQ championship deck, Celestial Tokens. And I almost clicked enter there.
Tricky.
Right, there's a Path of Discovery, the win more card, as you said a while ago. I think that might be true, because you are winning now, and with that, you will win more.
Yeah, so imagine if that was a Karn, so I could pick it up, get a card, keep Merfolk Branchwalker on standby, making sure Karn survives the next turn, and you know, like fire out a cannonade, for example. So
yeah, that's true.
So let's block this.
Yes, play for down to 12. Have to be careful here. This is not a life game deck. This is just a standard Celestial Tokens deck. You have a lot of chump blockers here. So I can stem the bleeding from the Wildwood Walker.
So we'll kill everything first.
Ouch! Wow. Okay. GG, I guess.
And then make this guy twice as big.
Okay, so I need to draw some godly cards here.
Let's keep that on top.
Of course, another combo piece on the top of his deck.
If you had a venerated Loxodon a while back, then I should have lost the game.
The problem is I top decked the venerated Loxodon. Oh, it was too late.
Well, it happens. So we'll play. We'll play a dual land. Then we'll play Frenzy, and then then perhaps swing with this.
Yeah, take that for now. Take that first.
Alright.
Round 2. And I have to leave my Rhino. I cannot afford to attack. I have to defend. So my Settle the Hurricane is just waiting.
Yep.
I'm ready
Play
to
that.
exile.
Then what do we do? What do we do? We take the bait. Oh, I know what this is. This is March of the Multitude.
No, this is Settle the Wreckage.
So if a multitude comes in, what happens? So he blocks. No, creates tokens. Creates 3 tokens. Blocks with the. Okay, so what do? We attack and see what happens.
Yeah, I have no choice. You know what's in my hand. I wish I had a Settle, but it's only a March.
I think the deck has Settle in the side, right?
Yeah, it's in the side.
Yeah. Okay. End turn.
Ooh. Do I get greedy now? That's the question. Oh well, I think I have to do this now.
Okay.
Well, I'll gain 9 life. Yeah, that's enough for me to survive the next turn. Unless your frenzy goes off.
So let's take one down. Okay. Ooh, 12 all.
Yeah. That is the March to Flourish combo.
Yeah, hey.
Oh no, there it is. The Wayward, Walker, and the Frenzy. And the Path of Discovery as a win more bonus.
We want this in the library. Yeah. And then kill this.
Ouch. 4, 6, 7, 8.
Then we attack with this.
Okay, so
Alright.
I'm just hoping to keep drawing March of the Multitudes now. Can't do anything here. I'm just hoping to survive and see. And I'm done.
What did I draw? Oh. Okay. Bye-bye.
What's that?
So I have exactly.
Okay, so I guess this is game then. Oh, Banefire. Wow. Yeah, that fits in nicely with your deck because you can wrap into a lot of lands with the Wayward Sword. Alright, nice game. Thank you for the bonus match.
Nice game.
Yeah, thanks for joining our stream tonight.
Thanks everyone.
That was
Keep
awesome.
watching Ergo's channel.
Thank you.
And hopefully I could bring more brews into his little playground and get beaten up.
And I just got lucky there. Your deck just did
But
not
for
match up well with my deck. Because I also have the Knight of Autumns. I can deal with your Frenzy and your
yeah.
yeah. So it wasn't really a good matchup, and I had a lot of flyers, which you did not have an answer in the main.
Yeah. So maybe while still I'm sharing, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
maybe
yeah.
just 5 minutes.
Sure,
I
you
actually
can go ahead and
built
show your deck.
the yeah, I actually built the mill gates. So essentially, the mill gates is winning with gates. So if you see, I run almost all the gates. So 4 Celestia, 4 Boros, 4 Golgari, 4 Izzet, 4 Dimir, and then some basics for a total of 27 lands. And this is actually the inspiration of how I built the red green explore deck. So I still use Wayward Sortude to be able to somehow compensate for getting my lands coming into play and tap. At least I can play more than one, so I could untap with more and somehow be at the same speed with my opponent in terms of generating mana. Um, and then I have Guild Summit, which allows me to draw the deck. And the way I win is through Psychic Corrosion. So it's not unusual where I drop a Guild Summit and tap maybe 5 or 6 gates, draw 6 cards, and mill for 12. And then whenever I play a gate, I would draw a card and mill 2 with Corrosion. So multiple corrosions makes the deck quite fast. To stay alive against aggro decks, so we have Gift of Paradise to make sure that we are able to go from turn 3 to turn 5 cleansing Nova on curve. Usually I don't play my untapped lands for first. So we have a lot of cantrips as well. We have Revitalize. And the reason why I wanted to use cards like these and Urban Utopia is that the card draw is very important for us to be able to find Wayward Swordtooth, Guild Summit, Settle the Wreckage, and Cleansing Nova. And with all the lands coming into play, 4 copies of Thematic Compass is going to help us in the Drakes matchup. So we don't care how big the Drakes are, we could always swing it right back up. So of course we have to prepare for dive downs, and that's where Settle the Wreckage comes in. So its foundation is Bant, but we don't have the Simic and the Azorius Guildgate yet. So when these comes out in the Legion, so we could change the deck a bit. I'm hoping to get some sort of a Authority of the Console like card in Azorius, so we could be able to match up well against very aggressive decks. Now that Gruul is going to be part of the meta. But I think they printed gates for a reason, and Guild Summit is quite good in the right deck, and it's basically a build around. So apart from Psychic Corrosion, I'm looking at maybe some other enchantments that will come out in Simic or in Azorius that could benefit whenever we draw a card. So we'll look into that. Maybe there's an artifact coming out. Let's see how the deck evolves. I'm playing it in casual standard, well, casual format, best of one here in Arena. It's catching a lot of people off guard. It has won against most meta decks, albeit sometimes by luck, but sometimes, of course, being rogue, the opponent does not know what my win con is, and they commit more to the board and then get blown out with Cleansing Nova. I've also milled the opponent for like 30 cards in one full swing. After they tap out for what they thought was lethal. And then Automatic Compass and a last minute Revitalize puts me at 1 or 2 life, and then I get to mill them out the turn after. So the deck is quite fun to play if you like to play with weird decks. This entire deck costs maybe, if you take out Settle, maybe under $20. So it's a funny, it's really a funny deck if you manage to play it. So of course there's some guild gates that we don't need the colors for, but because we don't have the right color combinations yet, so they're still in the deck. So I was hoping to play this tonight with your life gain deck. I think it's better positioned because I have
Yes,
sweepers and
I
settle, and automatic compass to sort of hold back whatever I can't kill.
Yeah,
And then
if you had used
yeah.
this deck, I think I would have been on the other end of the 3-0 result.
Well, I don't have a sideboard yet because there's nothing really that you can add to the synergy. I guess everything's there already, but maybe one other thing is for control decks, definitely I would put Carnage Tyrant here also and Nezahal. So these are really good late game threats. I could probably swap out Tomatic Compass for Tyrants against control decks because they don't have much creatures anyway. Cleansing Nova can be sided out. You see we're running quite a number of black sources like Dimir Guildgate and Golgari Guildgate, and of course Utopia's Urban Utopia can fix our mana, so I'm foreseeing the sideboard to be not banned. So we could side in like the Eldest Reborn, which is easy to cast with just 1 black mana. We can have I was even thinking of adding what's this? Patient Rebuilding, for example, for late game mills. And you can also put in Nullhide Ferox if that's something that you like to explore into. That's why the basic land composition is 3 forests and 3 plains, because I'd always want the green mana to cast Gift of Paradise, Utopian, Urban Utopia, and Wayward Sword to the curve that they should be played in. So that's 3 forests and then 8 green gates. So that's total of 11 green sources apart from Utopia Sprawl that could add more green, so you can cast 2 green spells a turn. So I'm still playing around with the deck. Hopefully in the next episode, we could do a dry run of the Mill Gates project, and then I'll probably write another article to explain the matchups soon. That's
Yeah,
it.
why not? Why not? It looks pretty cool. I actually hate playing against a mill deck because it kind of like they stall the game until they mill your
Yeah.
deck. And
Yeah.
I would like to see how it is on the other end. So I might try and make your mill deck to see if I can get enough wild cards for it.
Yep, sure.
All right.
Alright,
So
thanks.
thank you, sir, Forbidden Alchemist. Thank you very much for joining us, and thank you guys for watching our stream.
Thanks,
Much
guys.
appreciated. Hope you enjoyed
Bye.
this little segment, that back and forth, changing perspectives in between games. So this was a new feature. Just trying it out. Hopefully it went well.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Good night.
Thank you guys, and good night. And please like and follow Ergo Gamer if you enjoyed the stream. Yes, that is. Thank you, and good night.